Alright, the Griphogila Reborn is here, being a Sero. So let's begin, and technically a new ride line. So let's start off with the unique starter, Sephirogila seed. Just like Griffle seed, the dragon tree starts out as a seed that grows into the big dragon tree itself. But anyway, it's a grade 0 with 6k power with the skill of Count Vanguard. This card gets grade +1 along with +2k power for every different blessing card in your soul and drop zone that were originally from the ride deck, and active on your opponent's turn as well. This is going to correlate with the second skill, but comparing this to the original Griffle seed, this one has a grade +1, which is actually a huge plus right here, because that means that now you can actually call stuff compared to Griffle seed staying at grade 0. But anyway, second skill, Auto Vanguard. At the beginning of your main phase, choose up to one blessing card from your ride deck and put it to soul, and then perform one of the following depending on the Vanguard's grade. Obviously, this is going to substitute for your ride because this is Griphogila we're talking about, but this one is the Reborn one. So if you are at grade 1, you choose up to one energy generator from your ride deck and put it to the crest zone, and if you want second, energy charge 3. This is so at least that you still get your energy, and the new Griphogila will be using energy as well. And if it becomes grade 3, search your deck or hand for one dragon tree of Advent Sephirogila, ride it as stand, and of course if you search your deck, shuffle it, and if you rode, choose one of your rear guards without dragon tree markers on it and then put a dragon tree marker on it. Similar to the Griffle seed, you just ride your grade 10, although a bit of the downgrade is that you get one dragon tree marker instead of 2. So few ups and downs here, mainly the fact that you get a grade up, because that grade up actually lets you call stuff. And here's what your ride line is going to look like. All 3 blessing cards of grade 1, 2, and 3 coming in origin, Asperius, Transmo, Griphogila, and a new beginning all have the same skill, where play this by counterversing 1 and then search your deck for one blessing card, reveal it and put it in your hand. This is obviously to search for each other, and it's obviously not meant to be played in the deck. It's just meant to be in your ride deck for Sephirogila seed. But comparing this to the Calamity cards, you actually have no alternative. These are your only 3 blessing cards. And as you can tell, you also put the energy generator in your ride deck, but there's no over trigger. So that's a little bit of a spoiler that the new Sephirogila does not revolve around with the over trigger. So no 6 card ride deck. In which we go to Dragon Tree of Advent Sephirogila, which is a grade 10 with 13k power, and design wise is definitely awesome, but the skill is Count Vanguard and deck. This card is also regarded as Griphogila, and if it's on Vanguard, you can only ride Sephirogila cards. The nice part of being regarded as Griphogila is that your support cards will also work with this card, and I mean the old ones. But the part where you're only restricted to riding Sephirogila means that you can't use Vertex, which kind of makes sense because this is the blessing version rather than a calamity version. But the next skill is Act Vanguard. Once per turn, cost energy boss 3, choose one of your rear guards and put a dragon tree marker on it, and yes, you can stack them. Look at top 5 cards to your deck for one unit card from among them and call it to rear guard, and of course shuffle your deck. This is pretty nice compared to the original because this one not only grants you an extra dragon tree marker compared to the original, but it also lets you call something which is the original doesn't have. In which finally, Act Vanguard. Once per turn, costs bind a dragon tree or mask of hydrogram from your hand or drop zone, and then for each rear guard with dragon tree markers on it, you energy charge 1, and this card gets with 5k power. Then if you have at least 5 dragon tree markers, this card gets drive +1 into the end turn. At least there's a reason to build up your dragon tree markers now in comparison to the Griphogila, although what we get isn't as great. Because first off, it lost the stacking power along with the crit pressure, which that crit pressure in a way is pretty huge. But another thing that it kind of lost is the actual finisher part, where it restands the whole entire board of dragon tree markers and activate the over trigger. As you can tell, this one doesn't remove your blessing cards compared to the calamity cards, and in a way doesn't even have a completely a finisher in mind. It's basically just the extra drive check, and that's it. At least there's a reason to build up those dragon tree markers, but other than that, it doesn't really do much other than a superior call. So in many ways, I don't completely know how to feel about this. I just kind of wish that it still retains some of the stuff that Griphogila has, even if it's without the OT. At least give us the crit and the restand whole board. But at the end of the day, this is really just a meh. And here's the new look for a dragon tree marker. Use whichever one you like. And here's the secret rare. And next week we're finally getting the lyrical ride line, and hopefully it's going to be awesome. So that's it for the new Griphogila Reborn Sephirogila. What do you guys think of it? Like I said, it's a meh to me. Few ups and downs, but this one feels like a huge downgrade of being a finisher. So there really isn't much to say here. Although, do you guys think that we will get a grade 11 version of this as well? Considering that they didn't really make the deck very good, I'm going to assume future support is going to say yes. But other than that, that's it for this, and see you next time.